Good morning, troops, and welcome to Bonnie, Scotland. We've ditched the rivers and drains for a couple of days, travelled up the beautiful looking place, Scottish Loch fishery up in Dumfries and Galloway. Gonna have 48 hours on here fishing for pike, and hopefully we'll catch ourselves a Scottish monster. It's a beautiful day, wisps of cloud, bit of blue up there as well. It's gentle breeze across the loch. Haven't seen any movement yet. 4-hour drive from my house. Got here just before 7 o'clock. So I had a good look round, picked a swim, been plumbing it up. Plumbed all round, all to the left of me, out in the front of me, all to the right of me, giving it a good old plumb. The average depth out in front of me, say 20 metres, is 15 to 20 foot. It's looks lovely. I've got all 3 rods out, but with normal tactics, but I'm going to be changing them pretty soon. What I've done, I just wanted to get the rods out. I'm going to have a cup of coffee and some breakfast. I've been driving since 3 AM, so I'm just going to have some breakfast, liven myself up a bit, and then what I should probably do is I should probably have 1 rod as a static head, 1 as a paternostered, and 1 as a ledgered. That way I'll have 3 different methods. I can fish at 3 different distances and depths with 3 different baits and see what's working. New venue, never fished it before, don't know how it's going to perform, but I'm looking forward to the challenge. It's a beautiful, as I say, it's a beautiful day. I'm going to show you the swim now. Oh, really chuffed to be here. Really is a lovely looking place. Let's see if we can catch some lovely looking fish. Well, what do you think, troops? It's a mixed course fishery, this. So it's used to hold the, well, it still does, the record Scottish record carp. It's held the Scottish record tench. It's held the Scottish record bream. Some big roach in here. Hopefully there's some big pike to go along with it. With look at that. Oh, that's a bit different from my narrow drains. Let's see what the day brings. Well, sunglasses out. It's been a lovely morning so far. Not lovely for the piking. We've had a little bit of interest on the right hand rod. paternoster roach, very small roach, something really ripped off of it, but dropped it and didn't come back. So I assume it's a jack. It's a very small roach. Even a jack should wolf it down, but yeah, hit it, run with it, dropped it. So that's all we've had so far. One little bit of action, but a little bit of action is better than nothing. So that's on the right hand rod. So paternoster small roach, about 15 metres, 20 metres from the bank, down to the right hand side. The wind's really pumping through now, so it's a bit hard to get out with a float, so I might switch my middle rod over to a leisured dead bait, or might put my static dead to the left hand side and have the middle rod, break one of my paternosters down and put that out as a leisured. See if we can pump out a bit further with a couple of ounce weight and see what's out there. But at the moment it's too excited and too much enjoying myself to notice anything else. So, you know, there's plenty of wildlife around. Seen a big bird of prey, I don't know what it was. I was casting out earlier and it flew overhead and the sun was in my eyes. I couldn't actually make out what it was, but it was a big bird of prey. That was nice. So the wind's chucking it through now, so it could be an external mic job. But we're out, you know, we're fishing. Oh, I can't wait till we catch one of these Scottish pike. But you know, no, I was thinking about whether to bivvy up now or later or whatever, you know. And well, I thought to myself, 200 acres, I ain't gonna explore it in 48 hours, so the first visit here, I'm going to stick to this bank and see what I can catch, and then who knows, you know, if I'm not feeling the vibe or I've had nothing after a day, I could well up sticks and drive around to the other side of the loch, a couple of miles, only a couple of miles around, 2 miles around. So, but we have learnt a few things today. Sadly, me boots, brand new. My boots, brand new, Fox Rage, useless. Both of them leaking. My feet are absolutely soaking at the moment. Good job I've got some spare socks and spare boots in the car, so it's not a total disaster, but it's very shallow. You know, if I catch anything big, I've got to walk out and land it, walk out and release it, so I'm going to get wet no matter what, so I might as well stay with wet feet today and put some dry shoes on, dry boots and dry socks on tonight when it gets dark, so I don't get too cold. Yeah, Fox Rage boots. Got them in October. Yeah, a couple of times this winter I've come back from a day's fishing and thought, my feet are a bit wet, and I put it down to sweat. You know, because it hasn't been that cold, and you do sweat in your boots. It's, you know, it's quite mild and you're walking about and that. But no, might as well have been wearing salad. Might as well have been wearing Crocs. You know what I mean? And they let that much water in, useless. So can I go and get a new pair of boots next week? Don't know what kind, but Fox Rage, nah, not for me. Leak like a tea strainer. Let's go and catch some pike. Enough red fleeces on, not for luck, but well, hopefully it'll bring me some luck. But yeah, that wind's a bit cold now, so we're hunkered down. Still, I don't move the baits as much as I do on a river or drain. I'm not, you know, I'm still getting used to it. So I'm moving the baits every hour. I've tried 50 metres out. I've tried 5 metres out. I've had 2 abortive runs, both in the margins, both electric fast, and then nothing dropped, and the fish didn't come back, whatever it was. left rod and right rod. So I've had 2 runs close in, but yeah, it's really blown the gale right in my face now, so I'm sitting right in the wind. It's really coming at me. So we've had 2 runs. It's getting on for 3 o'clock in the afternoon, so I've only got a couple of hours of daylight left. There's a likely looking bay just to the right of me. It's only a 1 rod swim, so I might reel in all my rods and have a little wander down there later for half hour and just flick a rod out into the reeds and see if there's anything around there. But at the moment it is blowing a hoolie. Probably quite mild and gentle breeze out, but right across the water, right in my face, so it's lovely. Plenty of waves crashing around, but we're doing what we love, and hopefully we'll crack these Scottish pike, because I'm just not used to fishing places like this. I do on holiday for an hour or 2 before the wife gets up, or when the kids were young I used to take spinning rods with them when we was on walking holidays. So but actually serious sit down with all my gear fishing, never fished the Scottish water before properly, so this is my first stab at it. I say I've tried everything, 50 metres out, 5 metres even. And both my runs have come on the margin rods, so both left and right. One was on a static dead, half a sardine, and the other one was on a little roach. Both times bait was picked up really quick, like 1 toner, but then dropped almost straight away. So whether it's a very pressured water or whether it's just jacks and just picking up and running with them and getting spooked by the resistance once they've gone a little while, I don't know. So I've straightened my rods out, so every time I cast out now I move the rod rests to point directly at my bait, so everything's in a straight line, so there's no resistance, and hopefully we'll get a few. I love my weather apps. I use Windy for the wind direction, and it reckons it's going to drop down to about 4 miles per hour the wind this evening, so hopefully we get some calm conditions so we can see the fish moving around. Something else as well, something definitely in the water, I've got a liner close in as well, so I could see that my line going into the water, and then I could see something pulled it tight and it kept going, and it just and then loosened up again. There was something definitely moving through the upper layers that caught the line, so there's fish around. I've seen some herons, so we'll hopefully keep persevering. I've just boosted the baits with oil, see if that makes a difference, and see if we can catch some pike. Can't go on a 500-mile round trip and blank, can we? Well, I say we got to the end of the day, got through the night, got all day tomorrow. So I say that bay looks very, very fishy there. It's only a 1 rod swim. There's snags to the left and the right of you. There's a reed bay opposite you. It looks really fishy. So I'm gonna have a little dabble in there. Hopefully that's Pike Central, but you can only use 1 rod at a time in there, but you can only catch 1 at a time, can't you? Here we go. Our first Scottish Pike on for the trip. And he's putting up a bit of resistance as well. So that's a girl, not a boy. Bit of a weed bed there. There we go. Oh, first Scottish Pike of the trip. Hey, we hit one eventually. That one didn't stop running. My first Scottish Pike of the trip. Lovely deep colours. Big mouth. She wolfed that bait down, she really did. Let's get her back. Paternoster roach again. They've been after him all the time. And we got one. Let's get her back. That's the first one on the trip. It's always good to get the first one under your belt. I know it sounds so bloody obvious, but you know it is. You know you're doing something right. That rod has gone 3 times today, and the third one it took it properly, nailed it. By the time I got the rod it hadn't stopped, it was still going, so just wound into the fish. Nice fish, not double, but you know we're off the mark. Lovely colour, lovely deep colours on it. That's obviously from the clear water. And it put up a good fight as well, so we might get one of these big girls on here, see how they've pulled back. But that you know, that put up a good account of herself. Pristine, a little bit of a mark on her mouth, but I'm pleased with that. You know, it's always good to get one under, and we're off and running. So hopefully we'll have a couple more before it gets dark. Don't know what fishing is like at night around these parts, but we'll endeavour to catch a few, and if not we'll be banging at it again tomorrow. Yeah, that's really cheered me up, that one. I say that was third time that rod's gone. The other one was a static dead. The big paternoster roach hasn't moved all day, so I might well have a change of rigs tomorrow and have 2 rods with small roach on. There's plenty of roach in here, so maybe that's what they're feeding on. So hopefully we'll have a few more. We'll crack this. Hey, we're off and running, troops. We haven't blanked again. This season ain't been bad. I think I had about 4 blanks the whole winter, autumn, so that's not too bad. But we only had nothing big though. We only had nothing over 17 pounds. So let's hope we can get ourselves a big one today.